Hello, my dears. I want to tell you one moment from my life that made me beautiful without cosmetic surgeries. I was a freak. Boys didn't even look in my direction, and no one marked the territory near my house. I was a freak from the age of 7 to 17. It was too hard at first. I tried to change myself in many different ways. And you may not believe me, but I was only ugly in my psychological state, and that state was reflected through my physical body. Now I remember it with a smile, even though my appearance was sad. The fact is that I was psychologically abused every day by my mom's new man, and he tried to do it in her absence. However, to my mom, he openly yelled that my brother and I should have either not been born or should have been abandoned after giving birth, and we heard this very often. My mom wrote off his words to his psychological state, because otherwise he suited her. I realized that over time. He thought we were freaks, pigs, and had no right to live on Earth just because my mom and dad were of different races. He restricted us in almost everything, including food, and the worst part was that I believed what he said. I hated my looks and tried to change everything, making my health worse. I'm telling you this not to make you feel sorry for me, but to make you realize how much of an impact a psychological attitude towards yourself has on your appearance. I was actually beautiful. I learned this from a girl I didn't know when I got a job at the store. I was 17 years old. I noticed on my first day at work that I was being scrutinized by a girl coworker from the morning. Eventually, she came up to me at the end of the day and offered to meet me and sit in a cafe. I was very surprised. It was the first time. At the cafe, she confessed to me that she had mixed feelings about my looks. I immediately tensed up, assuming to hear a question about what kind of gene mix is in my blood. But she answered it herself, adding that for some reason I try to hide it outwardly, hiding my beauty. I didn't know if it was an evil joke or if she was serious. And from that day, she showered me with compliments, changed my style, began to teach me everything a girl should know and be able to do, and even gave me gifts, and all this in constant loving support. This person was not a psychologist, she was not even particularly literate, but from the day we met, in just 1 month, she transformed me into a beauty. I believed in her, I believed in myself, and my career and finances changed quickly. And the men, such attention that men began to give me, I met only in TV series and novels. By the way, I know that at any age I will not remain without a man, if I want it. But I appreciate the happiness of a full family with children's laughter and healthy relationships. We are all different. Everyone is different in their own way. I know many very full girls and women whose beauty is noticed not only by men but also by women because they love themselves. My aunt at the age of 58 confessed to me that she was going through a difficult period. She decided to land in family life. At that time, she had 5 candidates for a husband. And yes, my aunt is a person with a delightful smile and a kind heart. She knows how to love herself, which means you can truly love her and get happiness in your life together. All of us often hear about it. Love yourself. But how to do it? What does that mean? I seem to love myself. Appearance is an important part of a person, but not the main one. You have to look after yourself and your health. Cleanliness and neatness from head to toe has not spoiled anyone. The main beauty of a person adds love for himself, which is reflected in the shining eyes, posture, smile, confident gait, strong energy that comes from a person. A person is able to truly love another person if they know how to love themselves. Perhaps you know one of the strongest parables that I am about to tell, but it will help you understand something. One day a young man came to the master and said, "I have come to you because I feel so miserable and worthless that I don't want to live. Everyone around me says that I am a loser, a wastrel, and an idiot. Please, master, help me." The master looked at the young man and hurriedly replied, "I'm sorry, but I'm very busy right now and I can't help you. I have a very important matter to attend to," he added after a moment's thought. "But if you agree to help me in my case, I will gladly help you in yours." "With pleasure, master," he muttered, bitterly, noting that once again he was being sidelined. "Good," said the master and removed a small ring with a beautiful stone from his left little finger. "Take your horse and ride to the market square. I need to sell this ring to pay off my debt. Try to get the most for it. And don't accept anything less than a gold coin. Ride on and return as soon as possible." The young man took the ring and rode away. When he arrived at the market square, he offered the ring to the merchants, who at first looked at his goods with interest. But as soon as they heard about the gold coin, they immediately lost all interest in the ring. Some openly laughed in his face, others simply turned away. And only one elderly merchant kindly explained to him that a gold coin was too high a price for such a ring, and that only a copper coin or at most a silver one could be given for it. Hearing the old man's words, the young man was very upset, for he remembered the master's instruction not to lower the price below a gold coin. After going around the market and offering the ring to 100 people, the young man saddled his horse again and returned back. Greatly discouraged by his failure, he went in to see the master. "Master, I was unable to fulfill your commission," he said sadly. "At best, I could have gotten a couple of silver coins for the ring, but you didn't tell me to settle for less than 1 gold coin. This ring is not worth that much. You have just said some very important words, my son, said the master. Before you try to sell a ring, it would be a good idea to establish its true value. Well, who can do that better than a jeweler? Go to the jeweler and ask him how much he will offer us for the ring. But whatever he says, don't sell the ring, but come back to me. The young man got on his horse again and went to the jeweler. The jeweler examined the ring through a magnifying glass for a long time, then weighed it on a small scale and finally turned to the young man. Tell the master that I cannot give him more than 58 gold coins now, but if he gives me time, I will buy the ring for 70, given the urgency of the transaction. 70 coins. The young man laughed happily, thanked the jeweler, and ran back at full speed. Sit down here, said the master, listening to the young man's lively story. And know, my son, that you are this very ring, precious and unique. And you can only be appreciated by a true expert. So why are you walking around the bazaar expecting the first person you meet to do it? The value of life is determined by how much you value yourself, and that, in turn, depends on who you think you are. Paradoxically, when you realize your true nature, unconstrained by name, form, or convention, life begins to shine like an unearthly treasure. Learning to love yourself is the beginning of your inner freedom. Each person is different. Take your childhood pictures. Recall from your earliest moments your accomplishments. Ask your parents if you don't remember. Your first independent decisions. Your first victories over fear. Your courage. Your curiosity. Your confidence to know the world. And so many people admired and marveled at you. And you didn't even think about whether you were beautiful or not. You were sure you were beautiful and you could do anything. Where did all that go? Who changed the way you feel about yourself? Is this person so perfect and all-powerful that they have the right to destroy your love for yourself? A person can be beautiful by nature, but without self-love he will be unkempt hair, teeth, body, bad odor, slouching, droopy eyes, many addictions. Men like well-groomed women because they unconsciously realize that this woman is suitable for creating a family and prolonging the family. But this is not the main thing either. A man chooses a woman who loves herself, and he will love her the same way. Every person has his own inner world. Every person is unique in his own way. For example, you meet a young man. First you pay attention to his appearance. Then you listen to him, what he tells you about himself, how he loves animals, children, parents, what he does, and so on. Then you observe and match his words with his actions, whether what he's been telling you is true. That's the way it is. It's exactly the same with men, and if you don't love yourself, you do actions that you think will help him love you. You chase him, you favor him. Remember, in no fairy tale has a prince ever wanted a maid to marry him. Even tales about poor girls show that those girls were princesses at heart. Your attitude toward yourself is the compass or map of how you should be treated. So, if you want to be liked, to be loved, learn to love yourself. Evaluate yourself. Fix what you don't like about yourself. If this is impossible, accept it and love it as your specialty. Find your hobbies, sports, pastimes. Appreciate your time. When you are called for a meeting, do not drop your business, but on the contrary, tell about them and agree a meeting at a convenient time for you. You'll see how things start to change. And another thing, your children will also treat you as you treat yourself. I wish you true happiness, beautiful soul,